So the first time I ever heard the term solutions journalism, I wanted to roll my eyes. It sounded to me like fluff, like soft feature stories, not the kind of work I wanted my students to be doing. I'd spent my career as an investigative reporter, a watchdog journalist. That's what I wanted my students to learn. But I was wrong. Solutions journalism allows you to complete the story. Too often with investigative reporting, we thought our job is only to reveal the problem, to point fingers, to assess accountability, and that is the heart of investigative reporting. But too often, that's where we stop, as if we have no further responsibility to point out not just what might work, but what is actually working to fix the very problems that we've discovered. So in my years as an investigative reporter, I must have heard 1,000 times from government officials, you know, you've revealed these problems, but we don't know what to do about it. And what solutions-oriented reporting allows journalists to do is to go beyond describing the problem, to document how people have been actually working to address the very kinds of problems you reveal. It takes away the excuses. One of the issues we have our students investigate most often is homelessness. Our students found out that there's a community in Arizona that has a system that would work really well in our town. And they're writing about that, so local officials can see there are ways through this. The answer that we don't know what to do just doesn't apply when these students, journalists, can go out and show, wait a minute, there is a system that works, there is an approach, and it can work here. And they do that with evidence, they can document it, and they can also point out how it may not work perfectly, but it will work far better than what is already in existence. The city of Portland was facing a record number of opioid overdose deaths. And as a newspaper editor, I got tired of hearing local officials saying, we don't know what to do about this. I asked one of my reporters to go out and find out what could be done. And she returned with a story about a drug called Narcan, that when given to someone who's in the middle of an overdose, it revives them. The drug could only be applied by medical professionals. What she found is that many states were allowing a wider range of people to use this drug, saving many lives that would have otherwise been lost. That story helped inspire a change in state law. It was a solution story. I didn't even realize it. I didn't know that this is what it was called. The story succeeded because not only could she provide evidence of how it worked, but also describe the limitations, but it put in front of local leaders an option that they could not ignore. It said, here is a way to reduce deaths in our community. Why aren't we doing this? And it had a huge impact because the state legislature changed the law and Oregon has been able to see fewer opioid overdose deaths as a result of having this drug being more widely available. I look back now and I wish I knew about solutions journalism and the power it had to make investigative reporting even more powerful. I can remember writing stories about politicians taking gifts and lobbyists breaking the law by giving legislators trips to Hawaii and free tickets to the basketball games. At the time, I wrote those stories, and they had almost no impact. If I had understood the power of solutions journalism, I could have reported on what other states are doing to enforce these rules, or to write stronger laws to end this sort of buying of votes. But I didn't know. My reporting stopped at the problem. If I had gone further, to report the ways in which other states and other places had addressed this very problem, I think my stories would have had real impact. Investigative reporting looks at the past to explain the crisis of the moment. But solutions journalism asks us to look at the present to see what's possible into the future. The more often investigative reporters can do both, to see how we got into this situation, what is the crisis, what is the problem that is being revealed, as well as what can be done and what is being done. It creates a deeper story, a smarter story, one with more context and greater potential for impact.